Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double shot of time.
From the venue of eloquent skaters and high divers to the venue of high emotion and fast drivers, we welcome you to Richmond, Virginia for primetime NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Is the Chevy Monte Carlo 400 with the Looney Tunes. The Richmond International Raceway is nicknamed the Action Track. It's 3/4 of a mile long and it's 3 cars wide. After back-to-back weeks of fender bending, point your finger, wreck your teammate racing, the Winston Cup Series is ready to rock at Richmond. For 5 guys, $1 million is on the line, and all the fans have gathered here to see what's bigger, the payoff or the payback. Now it's time to go trackside with MRN for the command and the starting lineup.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Now let's take a look at the starting lineup. In the front row are the Team Rusty Ford and the Mark Martin Ford. In the second row are the Pennzoil Chevrolet and the Kellogg Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 3 are the Dale Jr. Chevrolet and the 136 car. The fourth row has the Alltel Ford and the 199 car. Starting the race from row 5 will be the Home Depot Pontiac and the Sprint Dodge. In row 6, we have the Target Dodge and the 46 car. Starting from row 7 will be the 40 car and the Dodge dealer's UAW Dodge. In the 8th row are the DuPont Chevrolet and the M&M's Pontiac. Dale Jarrett, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will start towards the front. Starting in row 10 will be the 63 car and the 16 car. In row 11 are the 21 car and the Rubbermaid Ford. In row 12 are the Valvoline Pontiac and the America Online Chevrolet. Row 13 finds the 98 car and the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. The 14th row has the 27 car and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. In row 15 are the Avalon Ford and the 145 car. Starting the race from row 16 are the Citgo Ford and the DeWalt Power Tools Ford. Row 17 has the Kodak Chevrolet and the GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet. Starting in row 18 will be the Caterpillar Dodge and the Lowe Chevrolet. In row 19 are the 111 car and the Singular Wireless Chevrolet. In row 20 are the Square D Chevrolet and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Back in row 21 we have the 26 car and the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge. And rounding out the field is the Tide Ford.
Well, there you have it, guys. There is the starting lineup for the Chevy Monte Carlo 400 here at Richmond International Raceway. Let's go ahead and get this race underway in prime time. Green flag. First lap is complete. Field is starting to spread out a little bit as we get to the inside of Shane Hall and Bill Elliott. Moving up a couple of spots from our original starting position of 21st. Which is very ironic. Little contact with the 36 car there inside of Jeremy Mayfield. Bill Elliott's Dodge UAW Dodge teammate, as someone always points out in the comments, the same sponsor. Which does make it confusing sometimes, but we've already moved up 6 spots already, working on Kyle Petty as we go down into turns 3 and 4. Inside of one of the rookies here, up to 13th. Inside of Dale Jarrett for 12th. Dale Jarrett, one of the front runners. We are moving up in a hurry here. Oh boy, I had to get on the brakes a little bit there. Jeff Gordon cut me off just a little bit. He's trying to protect that position, trying to protect the 11th spot. Also trying to work around Jimmy Spencer as we overtake both of them going into turns 1 and 2. Working our way, getting a run off turn 1, or turn 2 rather. Got a little bit loose there, had to get out of the gas. As we give Sterling Marlin a little door rub action. And we have cracked the top 10. Unbelievable. Inside of the 136 car. And we've now taken over the 8th spot. Moved up through this field in a hurry. Ooh, slightly overdrove turns 3 and 4 that time. A little bit loose. The top lane doesn't really work for us. We may have to let them go. Alright, we're going to let these two guys go below us. Oh boy. Misjudged a little bit there with Sterling Marlin. Alright, we're going to get down. Can't quite get down. Oh boy, contact Sterling Marlin. We do maintain the top 10 position. Actually, we're maintaining 9th right now. Trying to make a good showing for this Rockwell Automation sponsor. New team. Well, it's not a new team, but new paint scheme. New sponsor. New number. We won't be running the number 83 for quite some time. I believe this is an 18 race contract, if we can keep it. Got a good run off of turns 1 and 2 that time. But overdrove turns 3 and 4 just a little bit. We're going to have to come down to block. At M&M's Valvoline, 136 behind us. And believe it or not, guys, we are closing in on the leaders. Okay, he might be trying to dive bomb. We're going to give him the inside. I don't want to get dive bombed or mess up the car or anything like that, so I'm just going to be patient here. Try to get them back off of the turn. Now you guys can't hear it because I decided not to do the live radio chatter for this particular race. And I know that a lot of times I don't include it just because I don't really say anything interesting. Sometimes I won't say anything at all. But through turns 1 and 2, it requires so much patience. I can't get on the gas too early. I'm catching up to these guys. But yeah, I can't get on the gas too early. If I get on too early, I'm heading straight to the wall. But as I go down into turns 1 and 2, right through the center, I'll say hold. And that's kind of like my marker. It's like, okay, hold, don't get on the gas yet. And that lets me know I need to exit on... I need to hit the gas when I'm on the exit, not after the center of the turn. Because if I do, like I said, I head straight towards the wall. We worked our way up to 7th. Looking inside of Ryan Newman for 6th. We're trying to make the top 5 here, guys. Oh boy, we're a little loose off. We got to be careful about that. Oh boy, overdrove that turn, got into Junior a little bit. Let's go allow him to get to the inside. Ooh, sorry, I didn't know we were 3 wide until too late. All right, little bump to Ryan Newman, little rubbing. Oh boy, okay. Oh boy, yeah, so we gotta really watch that loose off. Here comes Dale Jarrett trying to make a move to the middle. Can't quite get there. Actually, he does make it work. No, he's still side by side with Ryan Newman. So we're in the top 5 right now. Trying to catch up to Steve Park. Ooh, come on, guys, give me some room. All right, trying to catch up to Steve Park, who's actually having a really good run. I'm not sure where Michael Waltrip is, but he's having a really good run for these DEI guys. Yeah, we're starting to get him right on his bumper right now. Wow. You know, they say loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. That's this right now. We are really on the edge right now. Up into the 4th spot. Really making the car work now. Off turn 2. Pit stop's happening already. We're going to wait just a little bit. We're going to go to lap 20. And try to make something work here. Up to 2nd. Rusty Wallace is the race leader. Which makes sense. He started on the pole, so he's going to have the clean air to get out front. Up until he has to deal with some lap traffic, which will slow him down some, which will only help us because we're actually pretty decent in traffic. This is a fast car, and he's about 7 seconds ahead just about. Wow, so he's pretty much gone. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's what I see what I'm saying about, like, if you get on the gas too early, you get impatient. That was one of them. All right, here we go. Down pit road. 4 tires and fuel. Going to leave the wedge where it is. Tire pressure down where it is. Check to see if the damage does anything. It does not. We're going to accept it as is. We could go longer, but I'm not going to risk losing time. And let's hope for a nice clean pit stop here. All right, guys. See the tire marks on the right side of the car. That's good. That means we're passing people. If you're on the left side of the car, that means we're getting passed. All right, coming out. Looks like we come out 12th. Might fall back to 13th here. No, looks like we're going to be battling for the 12th spot with Sterling Marlin, which is okay. I can deal with that. Okay, pit stops are still going on. Yeah, we just cycled around to 11th. Pit stops are still happening. Cycled around the 10th. Okay, top 10 so far. This is good. This is really good. Boy, we're really, really battling with Sterling Marlin here. We're going to have to let him go. Can't fight him back on the outside. We're up to 6 now. How about this? Sterling Marlin and I are battling for top 5. Now, let me go ahead and say this. I have a setup. I've been watching What If Racing, like I said, and I got a pointer from him to pit earlier, so I've been doing that. But I saw one of his last races, and he said, like, what he was talking about, like, the downforce. He didn't know about it. It was actually somebody else in the comments who had mentioned something about it. So I am employing that same tactic with the low downforce package, basically, and it is paying off. It is really paying off as we are battling for a top 5 position. This is insane. But this is good. This is what we want. This is what we want to do for our new sponsor. We want to keep them happy and keep them bringing that $600,000 per race. Yeah, I didn't mention that before. Well, actually, I never had a chance to, because I knew our sponsorship had expired, and I saw the Rockwell Automation one, and I was like, I'm all these things right now. I have a top 25 average finish, or I have a 25th average finish. I'm higher than 25th in earnings. and I think you have to qualify better than 25th or something like that. I think that's the other one. And I'm all of those things. My average start is like 15th or something like that. I think that's my average start. So I'm doing... I chose well in choosing this sponsor. And it just so happened it was I was a little sad when I had to give up the 83, and I was a little bit sad about that. But I'm like, hey, I need to do something. So I went this route, and it helped out a great deal. We can get more money, we can get stuff faster, we can upgrade the car better, and I may stay with this I may stay with them all the way through as long as they continue to offer me sponsorship. I may stay with this car all the way through. You know, maybe last couple of races of the actual Let's Play, I'll switch back to my old number 83. Maybe not. It just depends. We're catching up to these guys. We're catching up to the top four. Us and Sterling Marlin. Marlin's been catching up to me every lap or so, but we're catching up to the top four here. I believe that's Dale Earnhardt Jr. up ahead of us. It is. Okay. But he's getting held up by Casey Atwood. Here we go. We're going to the inside of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Looking for the fourth spot. We can't outbrake him into this turn. Yeah, see, Casey Atwood's making he's making it tough on these guys. He really should be out of the way. He's a lap down. Should not be racing with these leaders. And oh, Ron Hornaday's back here. Ron Hornaday not having a good race. This is our Rookie of the Year contender. I shouldn't say contender because he's pretty much got it in the bag. But yeah, not having a good race here at Richmond for Ron Hornaday. I know what that feels like, Ron. We're 3 seconds back from the leader with 8 laps to go. I think we got a shot, guys. I'm not entirely sure. I think we got a shot. I think we can do this.
You got some passes left in there somewhere.
2 seconds back. We are closing in big time. Oh man, if this car is going to be like this from now on, I am all about it. I hope this car stays like this from now on. Oh boy, inside of Robbie Gordon. And yeah, we're catching up to these guys. We've caught them. We're there, guys. Oh boy, a little loose. We're there. Yeah, they're mired in traffic. This lap traffic is posing a big problem for them. And it looks like Michael Waltrip that we're about to pass. So not a good race for all of the DEI guys. But yeah, here's Mark Martin. I believe that's Tony Stewart. So we're right there. We're right on the bumper of Mark Martin. Can we outbrake him going into turns 3 and 4? We do. Move him up the track just a little bit. We're in third. Looking to the inside of Tony Stewart. Inside of Stewart for second. Trying to catch up to Rusty Wallace, the race leader. We cannot let him get too far ahead of this lap traffic. If he gets there, he is gone. And we get there. Oh boy, we overdrove it a little bit, got into him. But that move just got us the lead. Not quite. He's still battling back on the outside. Inside of Jamie McMurray. Here comes Rusty Wallace. Oh, we got tight. We got tight. That allowed Rusty Wallace to get back around us. Looking again. Battling back and forth with Rusty Wallace. We take the lead. 2 laps to go. Rusty Wallace is driving it around on the outside. Here comes Rusty on the outside. For the lead in turns 3 and 4. Oh boy, contact with Ricky Craven. White flag in the air, 1 to go. We're on the inside. Rusty Wallace on the outside. Here comes Rusty, battling back off turn 2. He's going to take the lead going into turn 3 and 4. Here we come. Off turns 3 and 4. We're side by side for the lead. Rusty to the outside. We're to the inside, to the line.
Still there. Take it easy. We lost the lead.
And Rusty Wallace takes the victory at the Chevy Monte Carlo 400. 1/1000th of a
Racing
second.
in this one.
Whoa, that doesn't happen very often. It makes you pay a whole lot more for any mistakes. You don't have the cushion of yellow flags to get caught up.
The 21 car really did a fantastic job keeping his car away from trouble all race long.
You know, these NASCAR Winston Cup race teams absolutely love drivers who take care of their cars. Makes their jobs a whole lot easier when they aren't having to spend extra hours in the body shop each week.
Well, it's been a great night of racing. We thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week at New Hampshire.
What a race. What a finish. 1/1000th of a second. I'm looking for the replay. All right, here we go. All right, let me see if we get a good position here, good camera angle. And we saw it there. All right, here we go. Oh, man, he just beat me. He just beat me. I was looking. I had him. But he just had that run on the outside. I couldn't. Oh, it was so close. So close. So close. All right, guys, so here are the race results. In an unbelievably close finish, Rusty Wallace beats us out by .001. 1/1000th of a second. That is probably the closest victory I've had here in Richmond. That was intense. So good job, Rusty Wallace. Like I said, we come in second. Tony Stewart's in third. Mark Martin's in fourth. Sterling Marlin's in fifth. Sixth is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Seventh is Dale Jarrett. Eighth is Jeff Gordon. And ninth is Steve Park. Good run for him in DEI. And rounding out the top 10 is Ryan Newman. Okay, as we're here at the rest of the field, where you can pick out your favorite driver, at least from back in 2002 anyway. Winners purse of $172,000. Time of race 15:39. Average speed of 115 miles per hour. 9 lead changes. And like I said, margin of victory 1/1000th of a second. Just a little bit more. A little bit more, but yeah, we were running up there with the leaders. How about that, guys? How about that? Johnny Benson finishes 43rd in last place. He fell out of the race on looks like on lap 7. Either lap 6 or lap 7. Let's see. And we had 33 cars finish on the lead lap, so that's pretty decent, if I might say so myself. All right, guys, and here are the point standings. As you can see, we are still 21st in the standings. How about that? Number 21, and we're running 21st in the point standings. Let's go ahead and give you your top 4. Dale Jarrett still has the points lead. He is 33 points ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is going to be a close battle, going into Homestead. So, because it's really close right now. Any one of these drivers could slip up and all it takes is a bad race for either one of these guys, and that's it. So, I believe Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually closed in a little bit on Dale Jarrett, though, if I remember correctly. I might be remembering incorrectly. If I remember correctly, he's closed in just a little bit. Jeff Gordon is in third, and Mark Martin is in fourth, 227 points back. Let's go ahead and look at the awards for the week. We were so close, man. I wanted that $1 million. I wanted that $1 million so bad, but we'll get to that. Let's go to the weekly. Pole award goes to Rusty Wallace. He also led the most laps of the race. We moved up the most spots from 21st to 2nd, so how about that? Fastest pace of the race, yeah, because we were moving, no doubt about that. Rookie of the race goes to Kevin Good, and the move of the race goes to Scott Wimmer. So I would have liked to have seen that, but I kind of doubt it. I think the move of the race should go to Rusty Wallace. That's just my, if you agree with me, post it down in the comments below, but I think the move of the race should have went to Rusty Wallace, because that was a finish. That was awesome. Rookie of the Year award, like I said, Ron Hornaday's got that tied up. Even though he wasn't having a good race today, he's got the Rookie of the Year pretty much locked up. The pole award, still leading in polls. But the jackpot 5, I wanted that $1 million. I wanted that $1 million. That would have been, if I could have made it, I was in that Noble 5. I was a Noble 5 contender going into this race. I think Jeff Gordon was as well. I would have loved that $1 million, man. I wanted it so bad. But hey, going into Talladega, we have a really good chance now. Going into Talladega. So I think if we go in there and we do well, we implement the 2-tire strategy, get ourselves out there to the front, I think we can get that $1 million bonus at Talladega. I wasn't expecting it at Richmond, but with the way the car was handling with that setup, man, let me tell you, it's pretty freaking awesome. Ford is actually leading by a little bit, but I think if we can, well, just because Dale Jarrett's the points leader, but I think we can push Chevy out front a little bit if we continue to carry this momentum, and we're still top 5 in lap championships. So, man, I wanted that $1 million, man. So, but yeah, 1.28 million in the bank, and good show for the sponsors going forward. I'm gonna love this Rockwell Automation Chevy, man. I'm gonna do as well as I can, and we're going to New Hampshire next. So I usually do pretty good there, and I did pretty good there in bad equipment. So it's only imagine how I'm gonna do in, you know, the equipment that I have now with the setups that I have now. So yeah, guys, finally looks like we might have some momentum. We're going to some good short tracks. We're generally pretty good at short tracks. Short tracks aren't that difficult in these older EA games, but I will say, you know, like tracks like Bristol can be pretty tough, in Martinsville, because there's no room, there's nowhere to pass or anything like that. It's easy to kind of screw up. So, but yeah, guys, I'm hoping for a good showing at New Hampshire. Had a really good showing here at Richmond. Man, what a finish. What a finish. I just can't get over that. We lost by just a little bit, man. He had that momentum on the high side. That was an awesome drag race to the finish there. So, I gotta give it up to Rusty Wallace for that one. That was awesome. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the race. I sure did. If you guys enjoyed it, I do these races every weekend following the NASCAR season. So, yeah, you know what to do, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to McBlam Racing and McBlam Entertainment, where we try to bring a little enjoyment to your day every day. And I will see you at New Hampshire.